Zel Boy Army, how are we doing today? I'm excited for this video. It's a follow-on from Mondays where we looked at 5 top attacking tips that are going to take you from goal to elite. This one is 5 top defending tips. I promise you, this is still Zel. I look a bit different. I had a clean shave today, first time I've done it in a few years. Almost want to see what I look like, and I'm not too sure yet, but I promise you it is still Zel Boy. But yeah, I'm excited for this video. I'm going to go into gameplay, break down some stuff that gold players do a lot of the time, that maybe mistakes they make, but more so look into what you should be doing and some top tips that I recommend to do that is going to take your defending and gameplay to that elite level. It'll make a big difference and help you get more wins in weekend league. The first one, as you know, for anyone who watches these videos regularly, and if you're new to the channel, by the way, I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. New content every day at 7 PM, dedicated to helping you guys improve at the game. It ranges from player advice to tactics to gameplay, all sorts of different stuff that is going to help you get better at the game. If you want to improve at FIFA, this channel's the place for you. And then all the likes, comments, all the support you guys show, I really do appreciate, genuinely so much. It's been crazy lately. Like I'd say in a lot of videos, that team does matter, but you don't have to spend crazy amounts of coins to get a good team. This game is a lot less pay to win than previous FIFAs. Don't get me wrong, having someone like Team of the Year CR7 over the normal CR7 makes a huge difference, and the God Squads are very hard to play against on this game. Make no mistake about that. But if you listen to my advice, watch some of the videos where I talk about some of the best value players in the game, I show you in those videos some of the best meta players at different prices that can take your game to the next level. When we're looking at defending, generally with centre-backs, I want centre-backs who normally have at least 3-star weak foot. Manolas doesn't, but if you look, he's got such good agility and balance that he's fine on the ball anyway. I like to have very high physicals. Aggression's the most important. Strength is quite useful as well, obviously, at centre-back. I want at least 80 to probably 85 plus pace at this point of the game. A lot of the top centre-backs now at this point of the game are really fast. And then obviously high defending stats. Out wide, I want pace. This is for fullbacks, obviously. Pace, very good physicals. Doesn't need the strength quite as much, but Theo Hernandez having that strength and elite physical is what probably separates him from a lot of the other fullbacks. I like to have high defending, but I don't think it's quite as essential in this position. Good dribbling as well. I want them to be good on the ball, and ideally at least 3-star weak foot. Someone like Robertson or Tellers, who I think only have 2-star weak foot, you can get away with because they're that good, but I still think 3-star weak foot is a big thing to have on the game. Just makes them a lot better out wide. But yeah, pace, good on the ball, aggression, good defending stats. Those are what I'm looking for. And then on top of it, when we're looking at team and tactics for the first tip, knowing when to swap in game your tactics. So I generally start balanced defensive style. If I'm seeing out a game, I will go to drop back because I just want to sit deep, get everyone behind the ball. That's generally once someone starts to team press against me, or once I'm a goal or two up with 30-40 minutes left. 4-4-2 constant pressure. Knowing what formations, defensive styles to switch to based on the time of the game. I go constant pressure, my all-out attack, pretty much any time from 55, 60 minutes onwards if I'm losing. It's risky, but it makes a huge difference. If you want to see these tactics in depth, go check out some of the recent videos I've been doing. They make a big difference and will change your game. Lots of people have told me that my tactics videos have helped them get best weekend league records I've ever had. But knowing when to change the tactical style will make a big difference. So the first point is having meta defenders who suit the game. I think it's a lot easier to get meta defenders for cheap than it is attackers. And then having the right tactics and knowing when to change them in game. Let's get into some gameplay for tip 2. Okay, clips here are going to be taken from a rival stream I did yesterday. So this is me defending against some of the very best players in the world. People around 2,200 skill rating in Division 1. So you have to be very switched on. So let's watch this clip here. It's taken a while to get loading. There we go. Okay, so you can see here, I'm getting counter-attacked. Tip 2 is going to be keeping defensive structure and holding shape. So watch what I do here. When I'm getting counter-attacked here, I drag men into place. I stop him from getting a very easy counter-attack. As you can see here, he's getting into a good position. This is a very dangerous position that what I find a lot of gold players tend to do when I'm analysing their games is that they'll jump there and they'll make it way too easy for the opponent to just cut back and get an easy goal. I didn't do that. I got Smalling into a position to stop the cutback. I marked the imminent danger, the most dangerous thing he could do. I used second man press, and then there I stopped him running all the way that way, got him running this way again to help me defending a bit. From there, I've now got my team in shape. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men behind the ball. It's now not that dangerous anymore. Whereas before, it was a really bad situation that a lot of people concede from on this game with a counter-attack. I've got my team in shape. I'm frustrating him, making it hard for him to break me down. And there, I make him force a stupid pass. A lot of the time on this game, you find that if you can be patient, not diving and keep your shape, the opponent won't be patient and you can force them into a mistake. You do not need to always go for the ball straight away. One of the biggest mistakes I see goal players make is they just go crazy when they see the ball. They run straight for it, they dive in and they make mistakes. Sometimes it works, but when it doesn't work, often it leads to silly goals that they never needed to concede. Keeping defensive shape, holding your position, getting your team into the right positions, making yourself hard to break down will ultimately improve your defence drastically. You can see that even when I get a bad bounce, that Milinkovic-Savic is a bit of a beast. Watch it one more time. He's trying to get through me. We stop the cutback. We defend the edge of the box. Ultimately, the danger on this game is all around this area here, around the box. A lot of people will just dive in on this guy here. He's not the danger. The danger is me diving in and then leaving a gap between there for him to pass to one of these guys. I don't let him have it. I frustrate him, put him into a bad position, and then we win the ball back. That is how you want to defend. Tip 2, keeping defensive shape, holding your position, not diving in and being hard to break down is a big one. Tip 2 that we talked about, in my opinion, is probably the most important one in this video that can take your game to the next level very easily, and it is not that hard to do, just keep in shape. Tip 3 is probably the hardest one to get right, but if you can get it right, it really will elevate your game. Tip 3 is timed aggression. You're probably thinking, what do you mean by timed aggression, Zal? And I'm going to show you a great example of it, and an example when I'm not being too aggressive. So, like I said, one of the big mistakes I see a lot of gold players do, even all the way to top 100 players that they do, is they dive in at times when they shouldn't. One of the things I notice in my game when I'm not playing well is I dive in and be too aggressive and make stupid mistakes. This here though is some beautiful defending that is going to show you my thought process and how I think top level players can defend, and I think gold elite players can do this, but it's about learning it, thinking about it more consciously and adding it to your game. Okay, here. One of the things I've been talking about lately is where is the most imminent danger. By that I mean, where, if I give my opponent time on the ball, are they going to be most dangerous? So here, is it going to be that dangerous if I don't close down this Alexandra? If I close him down with, I think it's that Dybala there, if I close him down and leave somewhere else free, is this Alexandra really dangerous? No, so I don't need to be too aggressive there. Is it dangerous if I close him down, don't control the right back, who you can't see because of the Twitch overlay? All these clips are taken from a Twitch stream. Is it most dangerous if I dive in with him and then leave the right back so Zaha can run past? That there is the most dangerous thing that can happen. So I'm a bit more passive. I mark a run going down the wing. Okay, it's not that dangerous now. There's no danger here really. I'm 1-0 up. I don't need to be stupid. I don't need to dive in. He's not giving me any really easy positions to get the ball off him in the middle of the pitch. So I'm just getting my team into shape. Okay, here, I've left a bit of a gap here, which wasn't the smartest thing to do. I should have been controlling Nainggolan to there or Savic to there. But I see that I'm in a bad position, so what I do is I start dragging my players backwards. I'm not being too aggressive because I don't think there's a chance for me to dive in and get the ball. You see there, I get Smalling, move him slightly to cover there. De Ligt, in case this Mbappe turns and wants to through ball Saint-Maximin, I turn with De Ligt to cover there. If I was overly aggressive with De Ligt and Mbappe had gone there and I'd missed the ball, he would have just passed it through to Saint-Maximin. A lot of goals gold players concede is because they're overly aggressive, they dive in, miss the opportunity because they mistime it, it's mistimed aggression, and they give an easy goal away. But I'm being careful, I don't see anything easier. Okay, now, I know for a fact that what I try to do on this game is go to the wings to then go back to the middle. I know in this position, if he makes the pass there, and I step in with De Ligt, 1, this guy's offside, 2, I will intercept it, 3, there's no chance if I move there with De Ligt that he's going to somehow play a through ball that goes through De Ligt and gets to Saint-Maximin, plays him in. So, I use the positions of all my players on the pitch. He's offside. I don't mind if he goes back there. He's never going to try there or there. The only real option he's got is to dribble with him, go back there or go there. I predict he's going to go to the middle because he sees a pocket of space. So this is where the timed aggression kicks in. I take over De Ligt with the right stick switching. I step in at the right time and I take the ball off him. This is honestly not that complicated in terms of the movement itself. But I say to people a lot that I do coaching with, FIFA ultimately is quite a simple game. But when you add all the simple parts together, that's where it gets complicated. This here, a lot of it there, you can see my thought process. It's fairly simple, but the timing of it and doing it at the right time and doing it consistently is the more complicated part. Timed aggression will make a huge difference to your game and can take you to another level. Not here, there's no chance I'm going to get the ball. I don't want to dive in and give him an easy chance. Here, you can see there, I switch to De Ligt because he's the only man who can step in there. I time the aggression, I get the ball back, and it gives me possession. That is what timed aggression can do for you. Tip 4 is going to be kind of a 2-part one. It's somewhat also to do with when you're on the ball, because they say the best offense is a good defense and the best defense is a good offense. One of the tips I say to people is, if you have the ball, your opponent can't score. If your opponent has the ball, they can score. And one of the ways that I see a lot of people concede silly goals on this game is by giving the ball away in stupid positions. The opponent here, he's a little bit unlucky. Like, I'm not just saying this was really bad play or anything by him, but he could have avoided it. And at this top level, a mistake like this can get punished a lot. I say a lot of the time, my defensive philosophy, so to speak, on FIFA is I only want to concede because my opponents have done something special. I don't want to concede a goal because I've made a stupid mistake and given them an easy goal. Probably, I'd say 90% of goals on FIFA aren't because someone's done something amazing. It's normally because at some point the defender or the defending player has done something silly and given an easy goal away. If you can cut out a lot of the silly goals that you give away, it will instantly improve your game and make a big difference. Pass accuracy is a big part of that, not getting caught in possession, but also playing much safer when in defence. So that's part 1 of tip 4, not giving the ball away in bad positions. Part 2 is jockeying and having more control over your defence. So let's watch this here. I'm attacking here. I lose the ball with a bit of a stupid pass. This isn't what I'm talking about though. When my opponent gets the ball here with Nainggolan, he needs to very quickly either turn that way and pass there, turn and pass there, or if he really wants to recycle possession, turn there and go back there. However, I think, like I said, a lot of this is unlucky and he probably doesn't expect to get the ball back, but he panics and just passes straight there without turning. Like I say, it's a bit unlucky, but at the top level, a lot of players there would react and get rid of it, and it's just a slight mistake by him. And what happens is his team start to push up because they've won the ball back. So look here, his team don't get in shape quick enough, and when he gets here, this is a really bad position for him. But he needs to switch to this guy and hold jockey and stand his ground. But watch what he does as soon as he switches to Ramos. He switches into him and watch what he does here. He doesn't hold jockey, he switches and dives that way. And when he dives that way, it just gives me that little bit of space to get an easy goal. So watch it here. He gets the ball back, doesn't react, makes a silly pass, gets caught out of position because of this, and then from there, he should stand his ground, hold jockey. And if he holds jockey in this position here, I'm never going to be able to dribble around him when he's got Tots Ramos. I don't have a 5-star weak foot as well, so it's harder for me to be unpredictable. And him diving in there, not jockeying, makes a big difference that easily allows me to score. A top player here, they would definitely regard that as a bad mistake, that they'd be very upset at themselves for doing. On this game, the higher that you go, the less you can afford to give away stupid goals, because it's very hard to score. This game's very hard to score against a good defender, and you can lose control of the game. So giving the ball away stupidly, diving in, not holding jockey, and from there we get an easy goal. Goals change games. You don't want to concede silly ones. Yes, you can sometimes concede ones that are very unlucky, and you maybe couldn't have done anything about them, but those are rare. Try cut out silly goals, try cut out giving the ball away in bad positions, and try and make sure you are jockeying as much as possible and you are not diving into bad areas like this guy did here and giving away easy goals by allowing your opponent to turn and score. Tip 5, and the final one in this video, is defending the wings and dealing with cutbacks. One thing that I've kind of already shown in this video, that a way to defend the wings is look for the imminent danger. So I think it was earlier when I was talking about timed aggression. Imagine that De Bruyne was here and he wanted to pass down there to Simon. I would then switch to this guy and cover the wing earlier. Right stick switching to be able to cover the wings quickly is a very good way of dealing with stopping easy through balls down the line. But I'm more here looking at the dribbling and stopping cutbacks. A lot of gold players that I talk to tell me they really struggle at dealing with people doing cutbacks, and they concede a lot of goals because they don't know how to defend them. This tip here is going to show you exactly how I defend them. You can see here, my opponent gets there. Normally what most people would do is they would just either let the AI do it or they would defend themselves and dive in. Here, a key tip as well in defending in general is not panicking. Keeping calm, keeping in position. I'm holding jockey, I don't let him get past me easy, but then I switch to Smalling. I know he's never going to get that pass across there with Delit, because Delit's an absolute beast. I get Smalling to help, I bring reinforcements, but it's fine, because if you look in the picture, there's only 3 attackers and I've got 7 defenders, so I can bring a second defender over. I'm still holding the second man press with this indicator above him so that he helps me. I bring Smalling over. There, if I didn't bring Smalling over and I hadn't defended it well with, I think Manolas was playing right back in this game for me, he would just square it there and get a really easy pass across. I mean, this guy's not in a good position for the cutback, but a lot of the times their guy would be waiting there, he would get there, do a double tap pass there and easily cut it back. But what I do, I get Smalling there, I'm jockeying, so if he tries to do the cutback, I've got a much bigger chance of intercepting or blocking it. I keep the second man there, I'm defending there with Smalling, I'm still pressing him. I've never ever given him a chance to do the cutback. So you need to bring reinforcements. You might not always have the opportunity to do this. If that's the case, then the best thing you can do is jockey, stand your ground, and make it hard for them to get past you. But in this position in particular, I just don't give him anything easy. So you can see I'm controlling him, putting him in a bad position, never giving him an easy cutback, never giving him that chance there. Because you see there, that cutback would have been on. Delit, for some reason, just ran there. The defenders are stupid. That cutback would have been on if I'd have not stopped it. But I brought a second player, held jockey, to stand my ground, and never gave him an easy option. That is the way you defend the wings. That is the way you stop cutbacks. So boys, we've talked through lots of useful defending tips in this video. First one was about your team, the type of meta defenders you want. Like I say, go check out the videos I've done about the best value players in every position to see some of the defenders I recommend. Tactics, when to switch. So team press, drop back. The second one was about getting men in position, holding shape. Third was about timed aggression, knowing when to jump in, when not to. Fourth was looking at how to jockey, where you should be doing it, not diving in, and not giving the ball away in bad positions. And 5th was defending the wings and cutbacks. I appreciate you boys a lot. Appreciate the support you're showing me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a spicy evening, and I'll see you boys later.